Rain hammered my black umbrella as I stood alone at my mother's grave in Portland's historic Lone Fir Cemetery. The Pacific Northwest sky hung low and gray, turning the grass into slick mud that sucked at my heels. Mourners huddled under canopies, but my eyes kept searching for the one face missing. My father, Richard Bennett, the man who built half the luxury condos along the Willamette River. His text had come during the service. Emergency deal in San Diego. Call later, sophomore. I'd stared at the screen until the letters blurred, then opened Instagram anyway. There he was, smiling beside his young VP Vanessa Cole on a sunny balcony. Caption reading new chapter. 3 hours old. The memory from 2 months earlier still burned. Dad towering over Mom in her Pearl District gallery after closing. The buildings under Bennett Developments now Olivia. You signed the papers. Mom's voice stayed calm even as her hands shook. I signed nothing. This gallery is mine. A woman in nurse scrubs stood apart from the crowd, watching me with quiet urgency. When our eyes met, she slipped away. Something about her felt familiar, but grief fogged everything. That night my apartment above the river felt too quiet. I peeled off wet clothes and stared at the framed photo of Mom at her last gallery opening, radiant, alive. My phone buzzed at midnight. The contact name stopped my heart. Mom. I'm not dead. Meet me at the back gate of the cemetery. Now. I drove through sheets of rain, tires hissing on wet pavement. The gate stood open. A silver SUV waited under the oak trees. I stepped into the downpour and froze. Mom, Olivia Bennett, stood there, pale but breathing, eyes full of the fire I remembered. She pulled me into the car. Inside, the sudden silence felt deafening. Richard's been switching my heart meds for months, she said quietly, making me weaker so I'd sign everything over. Hannah Reed, the nurse you saw, caught him. She helped me stage a collapse so the hospital would declare me critical. No body swap, just careful paperwork in a safe house across the river. We had to move fast. She showed me recordings, bank statements, offshore transfers, all neatly documented. Dad wasn't just controlling. He was erasing her one pill at a time. The next weeks were a careful dance. I went to work at Bennett Developments like nothing had changed, smiling at Vanessa, nodding through Dad's meetings. But every night I fed evidence to Mom's attorney, Nicole Parker, and the FBI's white-collar team in Portland. My employee keycard let me copy files legally. Hannah's hospital logs and Mom's medical records sealed the chain of custody. 2 weeks later we sat in Nicole's downtown office. Dad stormed in, demanding I sign the final transfers. When Mom stepped from the side room, alive and steady, the color drained from his face. He didn't lunge or scream. He just sat down, shoulders shaking, and whispered, I thought if I controlled everything I wouldn't lose you both. Years of pressure, boardroom threats, and his own fear had twisted into poison. The FBI arrested him that afternoon. Attempted murder, wire fraud, financial abuse. The evidence was ironclad. No loopholes, no celebrity lawyers. At trial he took a plea, received 12 years, and began court-ordered therapy. Mom and I opened the Bennett Haven Foundation 6 months later. A nonprofit in the old gallery space helping women escape financial and emotional abuse. We didn't celebrate his fall. We celebrated our rise. Last weekend we walked the Columbia River Trail at sunset. Mom squeezed my hand. Real power isn't owning people, sophomore. It's choosing to heal together. I finally understood. The rain that started at her grave had washed us clean. We weren't just survivors anymore. We were free.